Good morning, guys and gals. This is your host, Joe, Life with Yosef. It's Summer 24 Extravaganza number 5. It's the 17th of June, about 9:40 in the morning, and I have a couple of hours here that I'm going to spend making yet another little day. Now, you're going to see right here a squirrel runs across the road. There he is. Now, when I walked, dude, right before we got in the truck here, he saw one of these squirrels, and his prey drive just was instant. He was fully focused on him fucking up a squirrel. So he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with me. He did finally turn the poop spigot on. I don't know if he's housebroken or if he used to be, but I've had to clean up some mess in the coach. I take him out, but he doesn't go outside, so it's something that we need to work on. I also noticed, poodles you gotta groom on a regular basis, and he looks like he was fairly recently groomed, maybe within the last 3 months. So I'm not quite sure what his story is, and I also think he's a little older than 4. I think he's 6, 7, or 8, because he's starting to get a little gray on his chin, a little white hair. So anyway, we're going to drive down to our first stop of the day, and I'll talk about that when we get there. Good morning, guys and gals. I got out and I forgot to get the date and the time, but you'll see that on the footage, and/or I'll text it in. I am at Dude and I, we're at the corner of the Mother Road, Cajon Boulevard, and Kendall, which is in San Bernardino, California. And you're asking, okay, dude, why are you here? It's not because of the pallets or anything. At this intersection, and I'm going to link to a vlog by a guy I talk about here, Steve from Sidetrack Adventures, who 2 or 3 years ago made about a 3.5-minute vlog talking about this is the location of the accident where Sammy Davis Jr., the great entertainer, lost his eye. And when you watch this, which I'll link to in the descript, one of the comments talked about the 55s had some type of cone-shaped trim piece. And that's what was, I think he said on the horn. And that is allegedly, according to this guy, if I remember right, that is what impaled Sammy's eye. And he also said that the 56s, of which he had one, again, you should read this, didn't have that. And I thought that was real interesting. You always got to take with a grain of salt sometimes, I guess. Not always, maybe, but, and I thought it made a lot of sense. So I'm going to show this just briefly. Kendall and the Mother Road, San Bernardino, California. Sammy Davis accident, lost his eye. This is the spot, and we'll see what's next. Oh, hell, one more thing I forgot. When Vin picked me up and took me for our day last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, he talked about this, and it had totally slipped my mind. He was pretty sure it was here, and I said, oh my God, I got a YouTube guy that I watched. So, Vin, again, you come to my rescue, my brother. If you wouldn't have mentioned this, I just don't think I'd have remembered either. So thank you, my brother, and now we'll see what's next. Pulling up here on the Mother Road, to the left is where you go to get back to Glen Helen. The overpass has been widened because this is an absolute traffic clusterfuck. There's a lot of warehousing out here, a lot of Amazon trucks, so I sped this up a touch, and we're cruising on the Mother Road, the National Old Trails Road as well. I wanted to take it all the way out to Cajon, but the road was closed, and I'm going to have to double back on the dead ends another day. But so we're going to see this for a little bit. And I'm going to get on the 15 and you'll see what's next. I'm going to put in some bonus footage here. This is where the Camp Cajon used to be, right here at California 138 and US 91. You'll see it now. Our next stop of the day, I guess maybe 1 o'clock, finds us halfway up the Cajon Pass on Interstate 15. This used to be the Mother Road, the Mormon Road, the Old Spanish Trail, the John Brown Toll Road. I'll show you the sign in a minute, but first we're at Camp, God, the sun. We're at the site of Camp Cajon. There used to be a military camp here. This is a pretty famous stop along many, many trails. It's about 50 degrees. It's real nice out. The camp was here. The camp, the idea started in 1917. The National Old Trails Road opened in 1913. The Mission Inn Outpost opened up in 1921. The camp monument was built in 1919. Here is a view of what used to be. This is called the Gateway to Southern California. Here's another shot of the Camp Cajon facilities. The 1938 flood washed a lot of this out. This is also part of the Pacific Crest Trail System and the Santa Fe Grand Canyon Needles National Highway, the Trail of the Padres. No, not the San Diego Padres. So, there's a lot of stuff happening in this pass. It's a very historical place. Of course, weekend traffic here is incredibly challenging. I've seen fires out here where the entire freeway is smoked over, and it's just a traffic nightmare. Much less weekend traffic going to Vegas. There we go. Gotta watch that sun. This marker signifies the Santa Fe. Sorry guys, the Santa Fe and Salt Lake Trail, erected in honor of the brave pioneers, or as I endlessly point out, the killers of the indigenous First Peoples who were already here. It was built in 1917. So, again, make no mistake that the winners write history. And I'll see if I can't pip in a picture or two of the travel facilities that used to be back up at the freeway intersection. Eventually, a couple years ago, everything burned down. But I'll see if I can't dig it up. We're at the top of the Cajon Pass, 4,190 feet, and Toe Cutter has something to say right here.
The bronze, take our pride.
And here's the CHP ruling by code 3, going somewhere, I never found out where. Look at this dipshit in the minivan here on the left. Boy, I gotta jump the light for, what, 2 seconds? There you go. Pulling up to our next stop of the day at this bridge right here. Our next stop of the day finds us just below the modern California 18 at the Mojave River in Victorville, San Bernardino County, California. Now you saw some of the downtown. If I put it in, I got a bunch of old pictures that hopefully I'll be able to match in. Seems to me that there's a museum here somewhere that Vin has reviewed, and if I remember accurately, I will link to that. But this bridge, God damn it, here we go. I subscribe to a number of historical societies on Facebook, and the Victorville area one had a colorized postcard of a gal standing on this bridge in the 30s or the 40s. And I hadn't heard of the bridge. It's not the Oro Grande Bridge, and I think the postcard has a name for it. I looked this up on Google Maps, and it had a name, but it's not there now. But you know me, I love stuff like this, and I suspect that the bridge has been worked on because it looks to be, it looks to be the best access to this plant, this manufacturing plant. So we're done here and we'll see what's next. Here on the left, I had to slow this down, is the Victorville 66 Mother Road Museum. Vin has about a 14 or 15 minute vlog where he visited here that I'll link to in the description, and we're moving on to our next stop. Here's a bit of then and now of this cement plant right here on the right as we're continuing to move on to our next stop, which will be Emma Jean's. Here's a beautiful, beautiful T-bird. I think it's about a 58 or 59 or maybe a 60. Our next stop of the morning is at Emma Jean's, which is an incredibly historic and famous cafe, truck stop cafe. It was built in 1947. I didn't remember the name of it, and when I was with Vin, he said, oh yeah, Emma Jean's. So if there's ever a guy that I know who absolutely lives and breathes 66, it's Vin. And this is on the Mother Road, so we're gonna go in and we'll have a look. Here's the insides. I'm sitting at the counter. It's full for 11 o'clock on a Monday. I ordered chicken fried steak, scrambled eggs, hash browns, English muffin, and I'm going to bring a piece of cobbler home with me. So we're going to wait for our food and we'll see what's next. Scrambled eggs, hash browns with some gravy, a little extra gravy, English muffin, and a big piece of pan-fried chicken fried steak. Surprisingly enough, I couldn't finish it all, so we're going to pick up our bill and we're going to have an outro and we'll see what's next. Well, what's my take on Emma Jean's Holland Cafe breakfast? Bluntly, the chicken fried steak was a real disappointment. It was pan-fried, and I prefer deep-fried, but pan-fried can be good. The gravy was absolutely devoid of flavor. And if you're a breakfast place, you've got to have hash browns. And I seem to get a struggle getting my coffee and water refilled. Now, I understand that the signature food here are the hamburgers. So next time I'm out here, I'll come for lunch. But I was not impressed with the breakfast. Though I did bring home a piece of cobbler, and it may or may not save the day. So those of you watching Joe's Restaurant Reviews, this is my review of Emma Jean's in Victorville, California. If you're watching me on Life with Yosef, then you're going to see what's next. We're crossing the Oro Grande Bridge, or more formally the Mojave River Steel Bridge. It was built in 1932. and it's unique. It's the only steel truss bridge on 66 in California, and it crosses the river at an angle. I sped this up a touch. We're entering the little town of Oro Grande in San Bernardino, California. There's a historical cemetery here that we're going to go to next. Our next stop of the day finds us at the historical Oro Grande Cemetery. Oro Grande was settled for centuries prior to the colonizers. It was until roughly the 1849 gold rush that Oro Grande started to become a more permanent settlement. The first burial recorded here was in 1852. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in San Bernardino County. The railroad was first laid, according to the sign, in 1885. It had other names, Upper Crossing and Halleck. It seems to me there was a place in Nevada named Halleck as well. This one was General Henry Halleck, and he was one of the original investors in the Oro Grande mining district. So we got, hello, baby. Oh, look at him. Oh, I know you're a good boy. I know, Pumpkin. It's okay. You're a good boy. So we're gonna see what's next. Definitely got to be careful here under the underpass or the subway or the freeway. There you go. Anyway, we're still in Oro Grande. We're going to head east on the Mother Road. You're going to see a little road footage here. It's beautiful country. It was a nice day. It was about 90, and we'll see what's next. Here I am letting a Teamster brother or sister back on the road so they can continue their day. And now we're going to pull off right here at Elmer's Bottle Ranch, and we'll talk about that now. This is the Bottle Tree Ranch. I think it's Elmer's Bottle Tree Ranch. This is a pretty historic stop here if you like this type of stuff. I'm not going to get out today. I'm already running out of steam. It's 11:45, and anyway, I will link to. I'll link to one or two of my usual channels, either Jesus, dude, hold on. I'll link to either Steve from Sidetrack Adventures or Brittney and Drew from Oddity Odysseys, I think it is. Anyway, they both do good content, and I've talked about them both in the past, so. We're still on the Mother Road heading to Barstow. We're in Helendale, actually, so there you go. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I got gas in Lenwood, and then I got on the Interstate 15 and headed back to camp. Thank you for watching Summer 24 Extravaganza number 5. My little cruise out the Mother Road. This is, as always, Joe, your host. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you. And we'll see you for the next one.